Welcome, beloved, to the series Living the Tarot, where we are looking at, in sequential order, we are looking at the major arcana cards to represent the hero's or the fool's journey in the tarot, looking at the archetypes. Last time we finished up the tower, now we are on to the star. And this major arcana is one of my favorites. So much hope, inspiration, healing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read a couple things having to do with how it represents for the Fool's journey, what the Fool is learning, so then you can kind of apply it to your life. And then I will read an interpretation from the Holistic Tarot book and share some other insights and things that maybe I've been given or my own interpretation. So, okay, the Star card. After the traumatic events of the tower, the Fool begins to be imbued with serene calm. The star represents hope and inspiration. The fool regains his faith in himself and the future. He recognizes that the pain of the tower has opened the way for better things to come. His heart begins to sing again, and he is filled with joy and wonder once more. This is the moment after the storm. The star provides hope and a sense of renewal, this light at the end of the tunnel. The fool feels inspired and starts shining as his true self. However, it's opposite, and we will get into the moon next week, but because it's part of this description, I'm going to read it. The moon represents fears and subconscious programming that may prevent the fool from enjoying his new state of bliss. The light can cast a shadow. In this case, it's old anxieties and fears, which may arise to the surface when attempting to shine brightly as the star. All right, so then we'll focus back on our star energy. So, beloved, what did any of that really resonate for you? Can you really like, aha, yes, I've been through that many times recently in the past. This is what I've learned. This is why I love this card. Whatever it is for you. So, the star is representative of air sign, right? It's for the sign of Aquarius. And it can mean hope, optimism, inspiration, or visionary. A nude, golden haired woman pours water from two jugs, one jug into a pool of rippling water and another onto the land, which streams into the pool in rivulets. The land is green and fertile. Skies are blue and adorned with 8-pointed stars. One of them is a bright yellow shining at the center. In the backdrop is a tree where a scarlet ibis perches. The ibis is the sacred animal of the Egyptian god Thoth, the ibis-headed deity of knowledge and writing. The sacred ibis is believed to be a defense against curses of the serpent. So the star represents hope, inspiration, and mental health. The bird perched on the tree conveys new opportunities that will restore hope in the seeker. The card exemplifies the abundance of happiness. Sorry, beloved, I had an issue with my microphone and have to redo part of this because it completely wiped out and not having success getting it going. So let me kind of go back to where I was. If the seeker is a writer, philosopher, researcher, or academic, then the star is particularly optimistic. It suggests an individual who will be contributing significantly and leaving behind a great legacy. The seeker can be prepared for a bright, hopeful future ahead. All around are budding red rose bushes, suggesting the nascence of accruing esoteric knowledge. The star suggests renewal or a restoration of hope. It can also represent spiritual guidance through self-empowerment. Guidance is not coming from others, but rather it is coming from within, even from the divine. And that's beautiful, coming from within. In practical application, the card could represent someone who is a spiritual counselor, who shares his or her spirituality with others to restore hope and inspire others. Star personalities master the balance between intelligence and love. When comparing this to the 8-pointed star in the charioteer's crown, the chariot recurs here in full bloom. The star. There is a sense that the star was the source of the charioteer's divine empowerment. Considering the numerical sequence of the cards, the chariot almost appears to be returning from the future, giving a sense of fluidity in space and time continuum. Yet the chariot is about action and control. The star is about optimism and hope that such action and control will yield success. In practical application, if the two appear together in a spread, amazing and great success will come to the seeker. Success that will involve an extraordinary blessing of either fame or fortune. I don't particularly ascribe to the belief of fame and fortune, but if you do, no judgment. This is your reading, right? Whenever you're looking at it yourself or you're doing a full spread, interpret it how you interpret it for you. But many readers will use that, and many readers don't. If comparing like the Temperance card, which also depicts a figure with 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. The open sky and mountain peaks in the background, the green terrain between the peaks and water, pool in the foreground are similar in both the Star and Temperance. Both call to mind the Freudian and Jungian concepts of superego, ego, id, the conscious and unconscious. The Star, however, the superego, is the dominant level of awareness, unlike Temperance, where the sun symbolizes the superego in smaller form and in the back. Unlike Temperance, where there is a balancing between the levels of awareness, the Star card depicts a pouring out in one direction. The Star is about release or giving an energies from the conscious to the unconscious, or the superego to the ego. It is also a card of divine charity. It affirms that the seeker is a soul who shares generously with others, especially of the seeker's spiritual resources and intuitive knowledge. It is about having a good heart and giving more than the seeker receives. If you compare like this with the Six of Pentacles, which is also a card about charity, though the Six of Pentacles pertains more to a material generosity, giving one's money or time to the less privileged, whereas the Star is about giving of one's heart, of being deeply empathic, and about how others are feeling. While the High Priestess is often a card associated with psychics, the Star card is often associated with empaths. The Star card appears chronologically in the major arcana after a great deal of pain. The Hangman, Death, Devil, the Tower. Thus, the Star can indicate the final low point in a situation has passed. After the downfall of the Tower, the Star is an indication of a turn upward for the seeker. The situation will finally start to glimmer brighter after having gone through suffering and turmoil. The Star is about the spiritual replenishing of contentment in the seeker's life. The card bodes well for personal rejuvenation. The air of element governs this card. Attributions associated with air will represent the external forces at play in the seeker's situation. This is due to the Star's association with Aquarius, the water bearer, which is an air sign. The Star suggests a rekindling of personal motivation through intellectual awakening. Yang energy is dominant. Okay, if this card shows in a love reading, it could be a hopeful, optimistic love, a healthy relationship, strong attraction. Again, different from reading to reading, reader to reader. In a professional development reading, if this card comes up, it could indicate optimism will advance the seeker's development. The seeker will be content. Okay, if you, I would encourage you to meditate on this card, take a picture, put it on your altar, put it under your pillow, and as you meditate on how these energies can help you, how they're present in your life, building a relationship with them, you might want to say an affirmation. So one to consider is, I am a beacon of hope to others. With my goodness, I revitalize the life around me. My mind is at peace. That just kind of brings to mind that if you want more peace and contentment, then maybe you were in a place of discontentment, right? Or chaos, trouble, which is making you feel not at peace. So there's a level of healing that's involved, which is my favorite way to really look at this. Inspiration and hope, yes. Hope can be very healing, and there's different levels of healing. I like to say healing is like peeling off layers of an onion. You might deal with a layer or two, and then it lays dormant for weeks, months, or even years. And then another layer comes. Even when you think you've handled it, there just might be more healing to go. And it brings tears, which is not a bad thing, right? So when you see this card, beloved, how does it make you feel? Does you feel hopeful? Do you feel like, that you're ever going to get there, right? How does it make you feel? When I see this, I feel hope, right? I feel like there's more to go. I've been through the ringer, no matter how small. This could be for something small, like putting aside a habit or eating poorly, or it could be something big that has caused you PTSD that you need to heal from. There's many levels of healing to this card, right? And in the Rider-Waite, she's naked, right? Which establishes basically, you know, like freedom or exposure, like the truth coming out after having those cards that which might have put you in a dark night of a soul, going from, you know, the Hangman through to the Tower, and really might have upset your world. There might be this thinking where it can't get any worse. I've hit rock bottom, where you are completely vulnerable, which is the best place to be to heal. I know it's super uncomfortable, but it's vital to our growth. So beloved, do you have a deck of your own? Do you have a star card that you really resonate with? If so, what is it? I'd love to know. If you want to share in the comments, what does it mean to you? What does the representation, the depiction of it, what does it say to you? Right on the right, there's more of to me, feels more of a gentle healing energy, which I'm more drawn to than that of the Rider-Waite. But it's important to know the basic knowledge where we get this from. So, beloved, I hope you have a fabulous time meditating on this card, and stay grounded.